Max Grundy, an artist, a painter, a car builder, as you can see. How'd you get into all of this?
Been an artist and car guy my whole life. Could not get enough of old classic 50s cars and thought about art constantly.
And it's taken you down so many different avenues, not only a builder, but also doing some work for really big, high-profile brands like Disney.
I actually met Disney at a car show, believe it or not. So some of their representatives came in, said, we're opening this new section of Disneyland called Cars Land. This was several years ago. And would you be interested in doing some art for it? And I said, are you kidding? Of course, Disney. Of course I want to do stuff for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's my soul. Take it.
I wanted to do art for Disney.
So yeah, it started out with some Cars Land stuff, and then it went into Frozen, Rocketeer, Sleeping Beauty, Iron Man, all different channels of Disney. And it's all because of car shows and being involved in the car art arena.
And the automotive art pieces that you've produced, I mean, I've been on the social medias and I've looked at what you've done, and it's so unique and it's so different and it's so timely and it's replicative of the eras. And you just were telling me a few minutes ago that if you're going to do a build, have it reflect the era. I mean, how important is that to you as a builder and an artist?
Well, thanks. I think we've been really lucky to be able to do this for a living. And I feel like every build sort of has a different theme or a personality. You know, we do a lot of finned cars also, so like late 50s, early 60s stuff. And it's sort of that flamboyant space age quality. It's a different goal. So I think every build has a little bit different goal. And I think that this build has more of like a folky, like I was telling you earlier, we call it a folk rod because it's not meant to be a super high polished kind of thing because it has this old vintage mural on it that's not original, but very old from when this truck was in service as a soda delivery truck, and we didn't want to get rid of that. We like that old quality. You know, there's a spirit to that. So everything that we did, everything we added to the car was to emphasize that folkiness of the build. And actually this build, these used to be open. Okay, so these soda trucks, these soda delivery trucks, they didn't used to have doors on them. So the interesting thing with the history is that it's like anything, you know, somebody who's doing a blue collar job like soda delivery lets the car evolve and change. And at some point they added on these doors and they've evolved the truck, and now the truck's fallen into our hands to sort of evolve to another level.
So something really cool about this truck is actually the engine is underneath the cab. Tell me more about that.
This is a cab over engine truck. And what the cab over engine, COE, stands for is just that the cab is placed directly over the engine, whereas normally the engine is in front of the cab. And the reason that they did that is because at the time they used to have laws on America's roadways of the length that your load could be towing on the highway or freeway. And so cab over trucks were designed originally to make the cab shorter and to have you have a longer towable load, so you would be legal. So they started making these kind of stubby nose, a lot of people call them snub nose trucks. This is where we pan to the length of this freaking truck because it is so long, you cannot believe what a pain in the ass this thing is to tow. It weighs a ton and it's baby got back.
Baby got back. I love it. Now, when I look at this artwork, is this something that was original on the truck? Did you create it to look this way? Tell me about the actual Dr. Pepper logo and the beautiful artwork that's on it.
It's not original to the truck. So this was painted in 1976. On the back of the truck, it's immortalized in there, 1776 to 1976, which is the year I was born also. But they painted it to commemorate the United States bicentennial. So it's old, but it's not as old as the truck is. So they painted on there, and it's aged about 42 years. My age. So it's not original, but it is old.
And you kept the concept so true to that folk art theme, but even the seats are custom, and you designed those as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I did the layout for the seats. They were hand-tooled in leather, which is a really big job to hand-tool all that leather and dye it. A buddy of mine, Mark Woods, who lives in Riverside, California, he did all the hand-tooling of it, and it was based on my design, my layout. We talk about this truck being kind of a folky rod. We wanted to have something that had a little bit of country feel to it, and we just recently got chickens on our homestead, and so we thought let's work in the rooster theme into that. And we're kind of early to bed people and early to rise people, so we thought let's roll on that idea, give it a little bit of texture. You know, this truck to me screams texture. It's got aged paint. You can't put stuff that's too new and fancy in it. You can have a little couple pops of bling here and there, but if you're gonna put something to it, it has to match with the spirit of the truck.
you've done that so well in so many different ways, but something you also mentioned, this build is still in progress. What more are you looking to do to this?
Well, the reality of these builds is that they're very large scale and there's a lot going on with these builds. So it takes a while to dial in the suspension completely, dial in the motor completely, dial in the interior, everything, just get it dialed in. We always use Kicker products in all of our builds, and this one is going to be getting that treatment next when we load it up with Kicker stuff. And we're going to try to find a unique way to showcase the folkiness of this truck with Kicker's high quality product that they always make amazing.
So get a little boom boom from the Dr. Pepper truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for showing us your ride. I mean, it is awesome from head to toe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love you, Kicker.